I think I really like, talking to our guys, talk about finishing the right way, the effort, and I love that. I thought we played with great effort. At times we're a little sloppy execution-wise, but I thought we played with great effort the entire day. Anytime you look, and a great season, at our guys, every one of our guys. It's a heck of a year for us. You look, you beat the semis like that, and then you beat Miami to start the year, with playing two Power 5 non-conference games against huge in-state rivals. Not many people are doing that on top of an SEC schedule. So for our guys to have the mental, physical toughness to finish the year the way we did was fantastic. The way we finished that game, I thought, was fantastic. All the way to the final whistle. We're competing, playing, going hard. Not worried about anything, but as hard as we could go on the next play. I thought that was great. Great, obviously, I want to thank all the Gator fans, Gator Nation. You've heard me say it over and over. If we pack the swamp, we'll win. Not we win and we'll pack the swamp, Coach. It doesn't work that way. It's the other way. And you look at our fans, what they were able to do all year. Crowd was unbelievable. Every home game was unbelievable. Gave us that home field advantage. And lo and behold, we go undefeated at home. And I think that's really special. And I thank all the Gator Nation to go do that, go follow through with that. So. Right now we'll get coaches get to head ready to head out and hit the road recruiting. Players get to go wrap up final exams, and we'll find out where we go here hopefully in a couple weeks, right? We get to see that. I may never know how that's going to play out. Hopefully, did enough to get a New Year's Six Bowl, maybe even more. I saw, right? Baylor beat a 6-win team last week and jumped up 5 spots. So we did the same today pretty handily. So we'll see how that works.
Before we open up for questions, we're going to move really quickly tonight since the players are trying to get out of here. So get your questions in and we'll move folks along.
Get them in quick. Go.
Edgar?
Ready, set, go. You got a mic? Go. Oh, Edgar, Mike, go.
So, you mentioned the New Year's Six. That's obviously on your radar. Where do you...
I don't have a vote, so...
Well, what do you think you guys have accomplished in that respect? Especially
you're looking. We're 10-2. We played a tough non-conference schedule. Playing. Going out. It's going to determine a lot. You look and you say, okay, hey, we went out to aggressively schedule 2 Power 5 teams non-conference. There's a lot of teams not doing that. Unfortunately, we lost 2 games, right, by a total of 21 points to the 2 teams that are right now in the top 4 in the country. So I don't know. Again, I don't know the discussions that happen in the room and all that stuff, but resume-wise, I think we have a pretty solid resume to be a top 10 team.
The 2019 class, when you see so many of those guys, the scholarship guys that stuck around, kind of helped with this turnaround. What does that kind of message send for the program?
I think it's special. It's really special to me. I know when you come in and you say, hey, this is, we didn't recruit you, but this is how we're going to run the program. And, this is what we believe in. This is how the program's going to be run in the future. And those guys believed and bought in, and I thanked all of them. Every single one of them, I thanked them. I said, thanks for believing in me. They played hard for the Gators, but they came here to be Gators. But then they also believed in me and bought into what me and the coaching staff and what we're trying to build here and what we're trying to do and how we run our program. So I'm very thankful for them to believe in me. And it's a great honor for guys to do that.
Dan, what's it mean to be 3-0 against your state rivals since you got here? How does that help the program? How does that help the brand? How does that help recruiting?
Well, obviously winning always helps the brand. Recruiting, I don't know. I've never known that those are huge deals. You know what I mean? I think, but the fact that we're winning games, that we have the opportunity to compete for SEC and national championships, get to play in the SEC is a huge recruiting boost. I think being one of the top 10 public universities in America, right? The only SEC team that is. I think the only school in the state of Florida that is. So, to have that academic, all of that helps in recruiting more than just winning those individual games. But I know it's great. It's great for the Gators. It's great for us because, anytime you win in-state rivals, those are your neighbors. That's who people are getting up to go to church with tomorrow, right? Be a lot of orange and blue in church tomorrow. That's when you go to New Year's Eve parties coming up and Christmas parties and holiday parties and all this. People get to wear their orange and blue and have a lot of pride because, those are bragging rights for your neighbors. You're out, Edgar's out at the club and, we'll be hitting some golf balls, that's anytime you do that. I know that we have several rivals here, but when you win the in-state ones, I think it's it gives everybody bragging rights for a year, and it's a lot of fun.
Also, real quick, there was a sneak peek of the new football complex on the Jumbotron tonight. What is that going to mean?
Well, it's going to be huge for us. There's so much to it. I know, I could sit here and talk about it for 45 minutes to you of the importance of it and every asset of how every way it's going to affect our program in every aspect. And there's a lot of them. Number one, to me, the ultimate one is development of players, and that's going to be a huge help for us to develop the players. And I think people get oohed and awed by some of the pretty parts of it all, but the actual player development aspect of it is going to be so huge for us in the future.
Before we move on, we have David Reese over in the corner. He's only going to stay for a couple minutes, guys. If you need him, I'd grab him now. Cassidy.
Is that about as perfect of a senior night as you can ask for?
Oh, I'm pretty critical, so there are a lot of little things we could have done better. But for our seniors, I think it went really well. Got touches, I think and we made a concerted effort. I mean, I know it's always a big deal. Like I really love what our 4 senior wideouts have done this year, and that's why we made a concerted effort. They all played on the first play of the game. So they could go get that start because they officially start, right, because they played the first play of the game. And just the unselfishness of a lot of guys on our team. But I was pleased. A lot of those guys had big nights. But, not as perfect, right? Tommy had didn't get a rushing first down. So probably there's some things that could have gone better.
Pitiful.
Dan.
Freddie Swain is what happened to Freddie
Yeah,
Swain?
Freddie tweaked his knee. And it was one of those of, hey, he could push through. He could have gone in the second half. We got a bowl game coming up. The trainers are like, it was one of those, he could make it worse if he went. So, we shut him down, but we fully expect him to be able to go in the bowl game. That's why we shut him down at halftime.
Dan, obviously you go from 9 regular season wins to 10, but what ways do you think this team, I guess, helped move this program forward?
Well, I think you look at this year. You look at last year's, I think we had a really good year last year, winning 9 regular season games. But I don't think we run it in the same fashion we did this year. And, I think you look at how this team won, how we won big games, had a tough schedule to go play, some tough road games we had to go play and how we competed it. I thought that they took a huge step forward.
Nick, over to the right.
Coach, where was the culture when you got here, and then how hard is it to change a culture, and where are you, I guess, in that process now?
Well, the culture, I don't know. I don't judge it. I just knew what we were going to build, and what we were going to establish. I told everybody that. I never, everybody's like, boy, how have people improved? I never judged. I tried not to watch any film. I tried not to even to look at a lot of records and issues of guys, maybe they had discipline issues or academic issues, or maybe guys were great. I wiped all that when I had my first meeting. Came in and said, this is what we're going to do, and we need you guys to buy in, and really they have. And, I've been really pleased with how the guys have bought in and the success we've had, and hopefully we continue to build that going into the future.
And if you had a 24-month calendar, is this where you planned on being at this point?
Sure. I don't know. The hard part about that, obviously, I'd love to have been 29-0 for me personally. But when you look at that, I'm very pleased with where we are. Right. I think I got here. We had a team that kind of bought in. We had a successful year last year. Guys continued to bought in, worked, and I thought we were even better this year than we were last year. And I think that's really that. So that is. Am I pleased with that? Absolutely, because that means we're heading in the right direction of heading where we want to go, which is it's a success. You come into the season, everyone like, hey, what record would make a successful season? The ultimate thing that would make a successful season is, do we continue to improve? Do we continue to play hard from the first game to the last, right? And are we a better team at the end of the year than the beginning of the year? And this team had to deal with so much adversity, so many injuries, so many other things. And I think we were a better team at the end of the year, so it was a very successful year. To this point, we got one more game.
Final questions for Coach. We have Josh Hammond down to the right, over here to the left, and then we'll wrap it up with Edgar up front.
Now, Coach, with the legacy that this senior class has had, and how fitting is it in this? They snapped a streak against FSU here at home. How fitting is it that a lot of the seniors made an impact tonight after they made such a lasting impact on this program?
Well, I think it's huge. I guess we snapped a streak against them last year there, and then we snapped a streak against them this year here. So I think that's pretty special for these guys. To sit here and, win We won 20 games the last 2 years. I think that shows a lot for what these guys are. You know, I mean, they came in the year before and won 4, and that's not why they came here. And these guys bought into what we were doing. They came in here to go live up to that Gator standard, to play in great bowl games and compete for championships. And they've set the foundation for us to continue to do that into the future.
We'll wrap it up with Edgar up front.
Just the defensive effort. Grenard had 3 more sacks.
I thought huge. I loved how we finished. You know what I mean? I think we got a little sloppy. The opening drive, they came out and ran like trick play, trick play, trick play, trick play, trick play. Then the second half, we kind of hit a quick lull in there defensively, but we came out and finished strong. And I talk to our guys. They'll tell you, I talk about finish. We talk about it in the office. Hey, let's finish the workout, finish the drill, finish this. Let's come in here, not just finish every play. Let's finish the season the right way. And we did that all the way to the final play of the game.
Freddie Swain, has anyone on this team, I know you don't like single guys out, but come farther than that guy?
Well, I think he's done a great job, great leader for us. Energy, and I think. Those guys have really set an example of what it is to be unselfish football players. I don't know what the stats show. I mean, I don't have them all in front of me, but if you look at if I did it by position, if you guys know who plays what positions, and you combine those numbers, we've had to, those are some big numbers that are put up. But you know what? We have an unselfish group, and it's really a lot of them are split in half. And you look at the unselfishness of those guys and what they've been able to do. It sets a great example for guys in the future. I mean, if you're a young player and you look at those guys, those are guys that you want to look up to. Those are guys that are all going to have the opportunity to play football at the next level because they understand that stats are less important than how hard you play and your performance on the field. What am I doing every snap on the field? Am I playing at that extremely high level? And when I do that, I'm going to have the opportunity to have a great future playing this game. And so they're a great example for young guys.